back to YouTube because your shit wasn't uploading. I know sometimes you do that and you try it again, but that's why I was asking if it wasn't uploading.
I don't know. You about to find the fuck out right now. You
Yeah,
about to
because you
find the
said you
fuck
was
out
naming
right
the show,
now.
so I was like
I
thinking I
named
was
that bitch
yeah.
already. I just hear yeah, we live, kid. Let's put that shit. Let me put that shit in the chat. Live. Tune in time.
USC Trojans.
Uh-oh. 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 We here now. Let's get it. Fucking get to it right now. You heard? Let me put my new management moderators can support your channel in even more ways. Introduce another receivers after saying his videos are standard. Nope. Close. I'm gonna do that right now. Let's go. Go. Buffs. Alright, we know we live because I heard the motherfucker act on the background. What's up, Maximus? You ready? Let's get it. How about the Z4 Challenger?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying not to make hella noise on the mic right now. I was about to scrape something. I didn't want to make no fucking crazy ass
Type
echo
of
though.
shit you on? Fuck you bagging up, nigga.
Nah, I'm cleaning up.
I say scrape
FSU.
some, nigga. What the fuck you got going on?
No, actually, like,
You know, you better not be on here talking about scrape out and scrape something out like the feds don't be all over this bitch. You know, get out of there, this shit, boy. Fuck you bagging up, my nigga. We doing some shit like what we got going on right now, cuz.
I'm
Fuck.
retired in that department, actually.
That sorority money ain't kicking in like you wanted it to, huh?
I needed it. I did what I did, what I did in college. That shit did what it was supposed to do. Graduated.
That's the
Leave
problem.
that, sh-
You
leave that shit
graduated.
to the other guys.
Nigga like me is a motherfucking career criminal.
Leave that shit up to the other guys.
You can't make a career out of shit. I done made a career out of that. Oh my god. I done did 13. We do all types of shit. We tripping. Let's stop playing around. Oh my god. How about the G?
He
Calendar.
is in Tobacco Road and be
Hey,
transporting like a mug.
what's going on, man? All right, so look, man, season 7 kicked off with a bang right now, man. We got a lot of shit to talk about. Not a lot of shit, but shit to talk about. You know what I'm talking about? A couple of new guys with new coordinators in the building. We got some new movement going around. Max, what's up with the coaching pool? We got Georgia finally with a new coach on it.
Yeah, I don't know what type of sorcery Unc had over there with the Georgia donors and shit, and what voodoo he was selling them on. But it's good to see a good. It's good to see a new face in the Georgia program. Interested to see what he can do now that he has reemerged in the SEC with some time off. You know, and see if Coach Carter can bring some pride back to being a Bulldog, man.
Before before you got in a full blown relationship with me, did you realize I was what did you think of it? What retarded?
As you know, you
Yeah.
had a
She know I was fucking retarded.
a multi-year.
You knew I was a gangster. I revealed afterwards. You ain't realize I was great how you riding around on some Bonnie and Clyde shit. Fucking Bonnie. Max. Georgia is now being coached by somebody that had a team in our league already. Now somebody who's won a national title in our league before.
Hmm.
And let me ask you this, man. He decided to take Arkansas. He came in the league when we started 2026, and he took this Arkansas program. And on his motherfucking media day interview,
Oh
he
boy.
said he was going
If
to the
you want to, if
championship.
we had Boone here for a playback, it'd be play that clip. Oh my God. I think it went something along the lines of, yeah, I expect to see
That
you know what
shit
I'm
went
saying?
league viral. It ain't go. We ain't that mainstream yet. We ain't got enough motherfuckers watching this yet. But that shit went league viral.
I expect to go in the SEC championship and see Oklahoma eventually bring a national championship to Arkansas.
7 seasons later.
Tight.
Psych! Nah, but my boy
Four. You
back
got
though.
4 seasons literally later. And then you
Four
had the breaking
seasons
news of
later.
Arkansas coach retiring. And then you got 3 more seasons total, 7 seasons later. The comeback, the reemergence of Coach Carter.
He back though. That's all that matter, right? Like, no matter
You
what the
don't get to,
situation was, he's
yeah.
back. He got
You know,
the
I was about to
running
say, you don't
back.
even get to talk about it like that. If we, you know what I'm saying? It's still something to talk about that he back. Because if he was a nobody, we'd just be like, yeah, we got whatchamacallit back. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But you're talking about a guy that has won a championship in the league's history before. So
And at the end of the day, he is a guy in this league, man. Um, Talking about guys in this league, though, the matchups have been chipping right away. I mean, since week one, we only in week three right now. We got a lot of matchups going to pop off in week three, but week one and two, we had some surprisingly good matchups, man. But before we get into, you know, the stat lines, the players, the shit we doing, how our league chipped, the way it chipped, and all that good stuff. What the hell was going on in the group me chat today, bro?
you know what I'm saying? It looked like some banter between Notre Dame and Washington alongside of had Clemson a couple times. Looked like he had mentioned some things, you know, kind of, I won't say backing
I don't.
Washington, but
He wasn't back in Washington, in my opinion. What he was doing was stating a fact, like to and there's no disrespect to Notre Dame. That's my guy, but he was stating facts, like right the way he spoke. This is my thing. Like this is the third guy that spun that. If you ain't got natty, you just like me. It's not. That's not the case, bro. Like, and this is not again no slight to him, but the realness of real to being real is it's different levels of everything, right? Like
I put it like that.
a
When I
team
said
that make the team that
it's
missed
only
the
two people
playoffs
that make the
once,
natty.
a team that missed the playoffs once versus a team that never been there. Now you can't take away the fact that commissioner fucked two of his chances up by me giving him forced
You
losses
still
or
got five
accidentally
other
rushing
seasons
me.
though, so it's like you just gotta grain that. Like as much as you say that part, it's still five others, well, four others completed seasons where Notre Dame had a say so in the matter on how he would or would not make the playoffs. So you definitely take that too. That's why I was telling Washington I would wash Washington shit because Notre Dame should have been in twice and Washington got in twice, but Washington was, you know, kind of blessed in the first time. And then the second time, which I really don't remember him being in the playoffs 2 years in a row. I mean, 2 years, but maybe he was. The second time, so he states he got to the playoffs by himself as far as like winning, having the record. But I do recall that little, but he benefited still from being ranked so high from Washington last year in like the playoffs, like because they were a playoff team and they just got kind of like Rob with Houston. Like Rob came in, was Houston was already decently ranked, kept them ranked. Playoffs the next year, the next season, he started off being ranked 10th or ninth in the nation. So, you know what I'm saying? Kind of the same thing, but then it's like after that with Washington. But Notre Dame shit, I just put like definitely not up there with Clemson. I think Clemson definitely is in a unique category right now as far as where he's headed into the league and where he came into the league. Um, Clemson's pressing on guys like Ohio State and some other people. Really,
Well,
honestly, as far as
he
pressing
put
on.
himself in a different bracket, right? He's been to the national championship, although he didn't win it. But he's been to the national championship, and he's been a playoff team. And all of our 6 full seasons, he's only missed the playoffs once.
Which I would say being in the national championship appearance, you can let that kind of like slide. It's a wash. You've been once, but you've been to the Natty once, and then you know didn't make the playoffs once. So you know what I'm saying, we let that slide. We're not gonna. I don't think either two. I don't think you pull that negative down and be like, oh, that one playoff exit though, or that one playoff miss though, because you backed it up with a season one appearance, which I think has its own difficulties and struggles on its own for real, which we've talked about numerous of times.
I just
Um,
think Pharma in a situation where Notre Dame is a brand that you shouldn't be not making playoffs, no matter what the circumstances are. Um,
Yeah, I think the brand is what he's definitely forgetting about what comes with that, which is why I said those other 4 seasons is like what's the noise there? The quarterback curse was,
Clemson money
the
bag.
joking matter of it to like get over it, but in reality, like you
Now,
went 4
would you
years.
agree that? I mean, would you be in agreement with me if I said he had to play one of the hardest schedules every year, or you wouldn't agree with that?
Oh, that's
Being independent, you know what I'm saying?
Uh, I mean, he definitely played one of the harder schedules every year. I can't deny that. But the independent portion is like kind of what you sign up for. And I feel like, again, no CCs, going into it every season, like your fate is kind of always in your hand on how that season goes. So I just think the preparation wasn't there consistently from Notre Dame, which is like, how tapped in were we? Were we making this a urgent matter, or were we thinking that we could roll with punches and dominate, or you think because of the first two? I think there was some complacency with how the first 2 seasons went, and being slighted, and how he got slighted the first 2 seasons. I think he was complacent on his ability to continue to play at a high level, and and still, and then now it was like, okay, well, I just need to continue to play at a high level, and then I'm not gonna get hoed by the commish, so I should fall up in the playoffs around like 7, 6, whatever that back end kind of thing, and then started losing too many games, like 3, 4 games a season, where that wasn't the same energy or the same trail that he thought we was going to be on based off the first 2 seasons. Like based off the first 2 seasons, you would have thought seasons 3, 4, and 5, Notre Dame would start getting into 1 loss, shit, 2 loss categories for real, because he was getting hoed by 1 or 2 losses at the end in the first 2 seasons. So just different turn of events, I think. But he's definitely got something to prove with not just the conference, but with all this chit chatter back and forth, it does draw that natural attention.
Who would you say is doing worse with a blue blood? Notre Dame, and I hate to have to ask this question, but Ohio State.
Notre Dame.
Is it because Ohio State get to the semifinals damn near every year?
And he loses to the champion every year but one. So yeah. He loses to he
Face
gets
with
to the
tears of
semis,
joy.
one game
Face
away
with
from
tears of joy.
having a chance to be a champion, and then losing to the champion 3 or 4 times out of 5, or 3 out of 4. It's either 3 out of 4 times or 4 out of 5 times he's lost to the champion. And like,
So Max, I bring that up because that was the chat argument. That's where we talked about Clemson in the beginning, but that's where the argument was: Clemson and Notre Dame. And I brought up Antonio not because I don't think he's completely underachieving with Ohio State, but I'll give you an example why I brought that up, and you answered it the way I wanted to hear it, honestly. Clemson and Notre Dame arguing, and Notre Dame said, "You just like me. You don't got no natty. You just like me." But I just asked that same question in a different way with Ohio State
We
and
are
Notre
definitely
Dame. And
underachieving.
what did you do? What was your response to it? Hell no, they're not even on the same playing field, right?
yeah, nah.
All right. So then, if that's the case, then how can you say the same thing about Clemson?
I think no, I don't think it's exactly the same. I just don't think Clemson's like far, far ahead. I think Clemson is ahead because he's been Clemson is just more consistent in the playoffs portion, which ACC I think the ACC play is above like a mediocre schedule, but it's not necessarily what he was getting every year with Notre Dame schedule with that. But he still played who he played and all of that, so it comes with it. But I think Clemson is, even this last year, he was 1 game away from being in the semis and lost to the
Uh,
national
he
champion,
lost to the
to the
national
winner,
champion.
to the
Yep.
champion. So it's like, again, I definitely know that there's a level to it. Clemson modified and be humble and say, like, because I feel like because he's been there and he was so close to being there, he knows that really like getting there is much more than anything. And I think I've seen Rand say it a couple times, and I definitely say it. It's two people that get there. To get there definitely puts you in the upper escalon. Now, if you are losing to, like, when you get there, like, yes, it hurts, but you definitely don't just, you're not on the same level as everybody, because if everybody was on that level, everybody that we're talking about when we say that would have a national championship appearance.
I got
Um,
two and lost two.
and you have two in what, a 3 year gap, right?
I missed the first 2 years, the playoffs,
I'm
but let's
saying, yeah,
just
but
call it
you're
what
like
it is.
your first appearance, your natty appearance the first time, then you went to the playoffs again that next year, lost in the divisional, then you went to natty again. It was what, 2 year break in between, or what, 3 year break in between?
One season in between. I went my first year in the playoffs. I went, and then Alabama won it. Uh, I played you, and then Alabama came back and stopped me from 3-peating. And then
Oh
I
yeah,
made it. Then
because
I
you played
made
me
the
my
playoffs
second one. Yep,
and lost
and then
to Brandon in the
and that's two
playoffs.
years, and that's 2 years later.
And then I came back again the season before. I came back season 5, so I got in season 3 and 5.
Yep. All right. So, and in that gap, that's what I'm saying. Like in that gap, I would put you like there's really only like now that we have three, four champions now, you really can raise the gap of like, okay, do I put a two natty appearance? That's where like before when we had top 10 lists, we had Falk at like three. Falk definitely could have now really an argument for like a 1B pushing me down to like two
Nah,
or like three. Not because
nah.
I just say with appearances, yes, but now you have to incorporate the fact that he won with UNC, just like we incorporated the edge with winning with Arizona State. Then you walk it down. Okay, Bama was at a lot of people's list at five because of Bama being Bama, but he still had a national championship. Well, you have Colorado
Which
and
is
you've been 2-2. So
right.
like again, you can make the argument, and you've been in the playoffs less. Think about it. You've been in the playoffs less than Rand and have two natty appearances. He's 1 for 1 when he goes, but he has 2 years outside the playoffs. So like there is leverage in all of that, but Clemson is right under where all that sniffs, like right under that muck, right there. Clemson literally is there because he's lost either to the national champion, and now 2 times he can say it, or 3 times he can say it, or he went, and
Right.
then he has the 1 year where he missed the playoffs altogether. But at
Right.
this point, we have a national championship winner in Alabama who's missed the playoffs altogether. So like it doesn't hang that heavy to me on there. So he's definitely not where Notre Dame is. Like I said, Clemson's right up under like the muck of the top of the league, where you really got to put Colorado at two for real, if you ask me. So like that's just me, my
I just
tidbit
think
of it.
that if you got a ring, it ring different. That's it. That's it. It just ring
Yeah,
different having a
like I said,
ring.
even getting there, I still bar is different, bro, because like the pathway, the environment still like your story of that season literally is determined by it's a 50-50 game. So like, bro, we're talking about you're either a winner or a loser, but the fact that you're there, it's the 2 out of 32 people in the league. I'm not about to sit there and say that my season was the same as y'all's because it wasn't.
Right.
It flat out wasn't. So yeah, like a lot of niggas I think was trying to bag on, you know what I'm saying, talking about like legacies, dynasties. Yeah, Bo has fucking two appearances in three
Yeah.
years. Like, losing, even if he had three and loses all three, that nigga's been there 3 times
Does
out
he
of
win?
three
Does
seasons.
like? Do you feel like he the best quarterback in college football right now?
I think he's the best, definitely in college football. I feel like he has the best career other than Newkirk, for real. I will never take away Newkirk shit for real. Just because when you go look at the record books, it's legitimately impossible to
Well,
take away from a
the
Troy Newkirk.
the one thing
And
that
he has
I
zero.
agree
Well,
with
he has one natty appearance, right? He has one natty appearance.
who.
A Newkirk. He has one. He had one natty
Yeah,
appearance
one
in that
night
career,
appearance.
and
Yep.
he was 0 for 1.
Yeah, but like you could. That's the person that you want to mirror him to because in that situation, y'all both been 4-year starters, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dixon Miaz was all in the Heisman race last year, and some said could have won it with 2,000 yards as a rusher and a 1,000-yard receiver. He leading the nation right now. We early, right? This second week 2, coming out of week 2, the early Heisman favorites. You're looking at Dixon Miaz. Did his brother get there yet? Didn't his brother get to Clemson? Did he? I bet you his slow ass ain't name him. Don't even remember the name. He probably don't even remember the name. You know, them motherfuckers be in their own little world. Antonio gonna turn Jet Harrison into motherfucking JoJo the Fisher. Some bullshit. They gotta
No,
stop
he
that
did
shit,
not.
man. That's the fuck he did. Y'all gotta
That's
stop
cool.
that shit,
Keep him.
though.
That's cool. Yeah,
Take his
keep
name
that.
Jet. Man, nah, my boy
Nah,
Antonio ain't off that. He just said he ain't know. My bad, bro. I ain't know that. I don't be,
nah,
nigga, I play the game.
nah.
I don't be watching all these college motherfuckers. Like, who the fuck is Ernest
How you,
Campbell?
how
Like,
you
I
see
don't
the
know who
last,
Ernest Campbell is. Like,
how
who
you
that
see the
is,
last
Max?
name
I
Harrison
know
though
who
and
the
think
fuck Ernest Campbell is, though. Don't try to get off the subject. We about to talk about my boy Flash for a second. Hold up. Let's go back to Dixon Myers. Seven carries, 96 yards, a rushing touchdown. Had 180. Doing it again,
I'm
Max.
gonna
Look.
break this bitch nigga's neck.
Who?
This
Oh, oh my
176, I'm
God.
gonna break his fucking neck. Oh my god.
This little nigga, this the year of the little niggas, right? I'm gonna tell you why this the
Face
year of the
with
little niggas
tears of
outside of
joy.
the
Excuse me,
Face
quarterback.
with
Kemp. My
tears of
fault. I
joy.
ain't mean to
Face
talk about
with
your
tears
face
of
like that,
joy.
I'm
man.
gonna tell
That
you why
was
this the year of the little niggas right now. Look who in the Heisman race right now. This little nigga 5'9". Now in real life he about 150, but he on the game right now. You know we got steroids and all types of shit in our program. 170, nigga running the 10-2, bitch. Ain't nobody catching this little nigga. Little nigga eat money bag. Nigga eat smack. Remember the name. That's all I'm gonna say to y'all. Remember the name. Don't get it fucked up. I'm fucking around having him on the podcast.
Ew.
Don't get it
Why you
fucked
say
up.
his name like
Anyway,
that?
Rashad Key, he
Pause
transferred into
rolling on the
motherfucking
floor,
Texas. He
laughing,
had
rolling on the
115
floor,
yards
laughing,
on
rolling on the floor,
9.6 yards to
laughing.
carry, 2 rushing touchdowns. But
fucking
Dixon
Teddy
Myers is
Banks.
showing us who he is, though, right? I'm gonna tell you what. Yeah, Teddy Banks went off against Georgia Tech, bro.
I'm like, yo, I'm
Computer
like,
game, bro.
yo,
Computer game.
yo,
Teddy
computer
Banks is
game,
second. Computer
yo,
game. Nigga only a 91 overall too. All plat. He got
sophomore, yo,
all
all
silver.
silvers,
All silvers.
yo. Hi, Albert. Yo,
NFL.
hey, yo,
He said it
hey, yo,
again.
Sane, you cool, man? The defense, what's going on, dog?
Ian worried gotta catch
If
on
I
to
go
do
to
that.
if I go to Kent roster
And
right now
stop.
and he got the right name on Dixon Miaz's brother that I said in my show, I'm giving him a +2/+2. You think he got him on there? You think he
Nope,
remember the position and everything? Let's go. Let's go check out Clemson roster real fast. I
nope.
bet you these motherfuckers don't. I be giving these niggas alley oops, bro. I be giving them oops. I be making them my players, giving them oops. Where he at right now? I said he was an athlete that could do a little bit of everything. Remember that
I'm
conversation? Matter
crying.
of fact, whoever remember the Miaz brother family story, and you could tell me just type some of it. Just give me the synopsis inside the comment section. I'll give you a +4. +4 speed, +4 excel on anybody you want.
Niggas is lucky because I must not have been there that day on the
Now I'm
show.
looking at. I don't see it. I don't see a name yet. I don't see a name yet. I'm helping niggas out just by scrolling through it. Hey Max, you need me to share a place so you can see my screen?
Yeah.
Let's get that done for you. Hey man, is my boy E Mad watching this shit yet, man? I need to. You know what? Let me go at him and see if he watching, so he can put a little comment in the comment section and shit.
I do not have
Allegedly, a
that.
new Buffalo. He's gonna be a Buffalo Bill. I mean, a Buffalo, a Colorado Buffalo.
Don't waste your
In my
time.
opinion, you know. Oh yeah, I don't want to go there. We want to share a place. That's where we want to go. Share a place. Start share a place. Yeah. All right. But let's see. Let me see if I can add my boy and he gonna respond and shit. You know, I'm goofy as hell. I'm too old to be trying to build a relationship with these little college niggas on a
Ice
video game. Once
Gronkowski,
I get
punk
these
ass,
niggas to
still
start paying
here.
attention to the video game, it's over with. I promise you. Just know what
Get
I'm
this nigga out of
doing.
here. Ice Gronkowski, why
Just
is
know
he
what
still
I'm
here?
doing. Tune in. A Flash. Tune in, little nigga. A Flash.
W aren't that.
Tune in.
What you selling them on hopes and dreams, Kemp? Why Ice
Tune
Gronkowski
in.
still here? This nigga like 40 years old. He been on college since motherfucking. It's like, nah, him and Bo the same year
Yo,
for real.
Ice Gronkowski brought his old ass back though. But look, bro, like I'm only gonna go to a couple positions. This nigga ain't name you. He fucked up. See, he ain't bring young. I told y'all
He
his name.
fucked
All
up,
right. So
Kemp.
who remember the younger brother? Because there's two of them right now. One is still a freshman, and the other one was on his way to Clemson. And he ain't named him yet. I threw the nigga oop. He never named him. He would have got extra shit done to
What's
him.
the running back on his roster name?
The running back
Is
is
that
Dixon Miaz.
isn't it
It,
Manny and Dixon?
nah, it wasn't Manny.
Oh, I don't know then. I thought I knew.
You know, they had Poppy, so like, just think about it.
Is it
He
Miguel?
wanna win.
My Manny? Miguel?
Where he at? I don't see him. I don't see his little ass. I don't see his name over here at all. See what I'm talking about? That would have been a oop. I bet you Matt gonna come right with it. Matt gonna come right with it. Nah, but back to the Heisman race though, right? After 2 weeks though of football right now, let's go. Let's see if we can see
Gave him a couple mil to
the five
stay.
star gave him a couple of
Somebody
meals to
just
stay.
says somebody just said something.
All right, so look, after 2 games, 16 rushing attempts, 152 yards rushing, 11 catches, 241 yards. Tell me why, this super soft will be at 5'9", 176. Is that going to stop him from being a high draft pick when he come out?
Nah, he'll be fine.
And let me ask you this: if you was an
Only
NFL
sophomore.
scout, right, and you watching this kid produce the way he did, like as a freshman, you say, okay, he had a breakout year as a freshman. Then he come right back as a sophomore in 2 games, and he doing the exact same thing: 100 yards rushing, 100 yards receiving. What NFL GM
Nah.
ain't gonna see this as a
I
plus?
missed that memo, lol. I'm lost on this one.
You got the Lions to replace Jahmyr Gibbs.
He remind
Uh,
me of Warwick Dunn though, bro. Like he remind me of Warwick Dunn from Florida State back in the '90s. They used to play for Tampa Bay and the Falcons. He remind me of him, Warwick Dunn. That's what he remind me of. You think he can't run in between tackles because he a little light and shit, and all he did was show you nothing but running in between tackles, and then he catch the ball out the backfield like he a wide receiver on the low, like he like that. And then you got hold up though, Dalvion Childs, the super freshman that came in and had to wait his time behind the transfer, is now the starting quarterback over here. Max.
mm-hmm.
833 yards, 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 60 per passer completion percentage, 48 rushing yards on 10 attempts right now. This kid is the bridge to Clemson's success, right? If he going to win a national title, it will be with this guy. And the sad part is they got 2 of them on their roster. So, like, what's going to happen with Wazoo?
You got natural selection, then you got maybe a breed some competition, maybe you know, mid-season disputes, injuries, anything could happen. So I think it's still good for them to be young like they are and have just options. But I think, you incorporate that there's a pipeline here and you can get something going. You should be able to keep 2 young quarterbacks that, want to win. Was able to do it with Trey Taylor and Bo. USD was able to keep 2. You in the beginning of the disc had, oops, well, you had 2. You had a senior and a young quarterback, but Arizona State's kept 2 young quarterbacks at times. So I think it's achievable, definitely. Just got to make sure you know what you're selling them on and keep promise to that.
Now, when you're looking at, I don't know if y'all remember Tony Banks,
Oops.
quarterback Tony Banks, right? If you could tell me
Lucy
what
won't play
college
it
Tony
down.
Banks came from and what NFL team he played for, I'll give you a 2 speed to excel. All right. But Tony
Water
Banks is
boy
going
at
crazy
best.
right now. 9, 10, Tony Banks, yeah. But I'm saying Tony, not Teddy. All right, remember. 9, 10 passing yards, 9 passing touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 79. Is LSU back? That's all I want to know. They just went out there and hung 56 on Georgia Tech. Are they back? With a quarterback playing this good?
I think this is what
Ravens.
you need to see to be able to ask that question in the first place.
You got one
But
part right. You need the college now. Stop Googling shit. You should already know. You should know any black quarterback that come out. Most of you niggas should know that shit.
I think this is what we need to see to agree that LSU is going back in the right direction because they were lost soldiers for a second. But this is definitely good to see. Hate to see it on my dark horse for the year, Georgia Tech. But this is definitely good to see as far as spark
I hate
with
to see it.
LSU, and
I
they
hate
got a
to
young
see it too.
quarterback.
But I hate to see it, but I love to see it for Albert because he did it on a really good coach out there in Georgia Tech. And he went out there and had a really good quarterback play, only throwing 7 incomplete balls. He did throw 2 picks in this game, but he also
I'm
had 53
Michigan
yards
State,
rushing on
I
the game.
think.
There you go, Michigan
I'm
State.
working
Ain't no I think, you
ATM.
looked it up. Stop playing. But 18.1 yards to play, 6 passing touchdowns. That's a big time game, and he deserves to be on this Heisman list. And if y'all remember, during preseason, I told y'all the names that was on the Heisman list will not be nowhere near this list at the end of the year. We ain't even get to see week 3 yet, and ain't none of them on this list.
Michigan State.
None of them. All right, Max, if I was to ask you to tell me who Ernest Campbell was, would you be able to tell me?
No, not for real.
All right, so let me give you a little breakdown on who my guy is right now. All right. It all starts with Brendan Marion, the head coach at Sacramento State for the 2025 season, who just took the Colorado job as the offensive coordinator.
Grandson
Okay.
of Earl Campbell Lowell.
All right. If I find anything on Ernest Campbell, that says he is the grandson of who you just said, I'm gonna lose my mind. But that's not it.
Earl Campbell,
He
that would
just
be
he just
wild.
Ernest Campbell, but ain't because this shit would be all over his bio right now if that was the case. Um, Not at all. All right. So what I'm gonna show you is this, right? If I was to tell you a 5'9", 145-pound player would be at a big time Division I school, would you say yeah or no to that?
I would assume that he's definitely like absolutely fast as fuck.
All right. Well,
I wouldn't knock it. That would be probably my first like assumption would be like, bro is absolutely probably fast as shit.
out of high school in 2023, Ernest Campbell signs letter of intent to go to Texas A&M. December 20th, 2023, he signs with Texas A&M. All right. He enrolled at Texas A&M and January 1st of 2024. All right, so his true freshman year was 2024. Now, he didn't play football on the football team. He's got a scholarship to play for the football team, but he ran track at Texas A&M and then transferred to the Go-Go out there in Sacramento with Brendan Marion. All right, and then he earned he's run freshman, all American over there at Sacramento State in the Go-Go offense, right? He's in the transfer portal right now. And in real life, everybody expected him to go to Colorado. We don't know that, but in my mind, he's there, right? When you play this video game, you got to have imaginative mind to be in my league, right? Because we make real life players all throughout our shit. And if we don't make real life players, the niggas that got names, we make storylines behind them, like the Dixon Mias family, right? And the sad part about it is the guy that coached him don't even know the family origin. That's crazy. But look, Max, in 2023, he won the state class 2A 100-meter title with a time of 10.22 seconds. That translates to what in a 40?
Oh shit lol, I
10
was
2
trolling,
2
I didn't know he was
100.
real.
10 2 2.
You're looking at a
Uh
4.3, right?
I was like probably like a 4.29, 4.31 at the most.
There's only one other motherfucker we know running that fast, and he out there in South Carolina, and he's 6'6". He also won the state class 2A 100-meter state title, winning with a 10.32 seconds as he helped Refugio win the 4 by 100 and the 4 by 200 titles. In 2021, was named the Texas District 15 2A D1 unanimous newcomer of the year as a sophomore. So we're looking at a kid that goes to Sacramento State and becomes their dog at receiver. And he's going to be coming over, if he does transfer to Colorado in real life, he'll be a redshirt sophomore. And just think about what him and Quentin Gibson together can do in that go-go offense. But right now, I'm showing y'all that in real time. This man came out of that Michigan game with 14 catches, 291 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. On the year right now, 21 catches for 455, 4 touchdowns. 84 was his longest. He averaged 267 yards after contact. Does have a drop right now. Young, yes sir. Let's get to it right now, man. How long does he stay on this list? Especially in the go-go where you know the running backs is everything over there.
Shoot, I think sky's the limit really from here, just depending on exactly
My boy, if you tuned in, man, show some love, man. Show some love to the chat, man. I'm getting guys familiar with you over here in our league, man. So show some love over here if you are watching right now. Uh, you know, show some love, man. Show some love to Ant Hits the Google, cuz. But yeah, man, we big on this kid, man. Cam Perry also transferred in from Group of Five at Colorado, so we big on these players right now. But then Rashad Key, so quiet as kept, Texas always got a running back in the Heisman argument. He never win it. Now I'm gonna ask you this, Max. Is this the season where the senior quarterback that's played 4 years football at Oklahoma, been to 2 championships? Is this the year where you finally get a guy to win the Heisman?
Um, a lot of people probably thought so. I don't know, just because of the play style that we have Bo switching to and have him introducing now. I think it's going to showcase a lot of NFL talent and NFL pedigree, but it might not come across as what's always going to be flashy. I feel like not flashy, but spotlight guys in the Heisman. I think Bo's got a chance, but it's probably one of the farthest things on his mind and how he plays. But everything should line up for him just on field awareness.
Got you. All right, let's go through the media top 10. I mean, we going to top 10. And matter of fact, I'll go top 15. And my question going to be to you is, all right, they got Alabama at number 1. Do you feel like the media poll got this right? Because he's number 2 in the coaches poll.
Um, I don't know. I think just beating Arizona State and who Arizona State means in the college football world, I think got a little bit more light. I don't know what Arizona State was ranked before the loss to like get a good feel on that to see what he really beat as far as like was Arizona State at 6, was he at like 4? Um, but I think that win definitely is a bigger win than me playing Duke. So it's
Yeah,
like I understand their thought process.
it's hard for Arizona State to go to SEC country, especially one of the best stadiums in the college football, and get a dub. But no excuse, they went in there and they lost by 27. And that's the reason why I think the media poll got them at number 1. And the problem is Arizona State should never be outside of the top 5 unless they lose, right? Because they are a program that's been programming since we started the league. And I think a win over Arizona State, if they value it more, like this is a testament of how they do us in the Big 12. I think the media is valuing Alabama as the number 1 team over Oklahoma right now because they beat Arizona State and they beat them by double digits, right? But then on the same flip side of it, Arizona State could beat Alabama and won't get the recognition of Arizona State beating a team like Alabama. Make sense to you what I'm saying? Like the Big 12 gets shitted on when it comes down to big wins, but when they lose big to a big time school, they count that as a big ass win. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we don't get that same love when we're winning those big games.
No, I definitely agree with that.
Now, he coming off 2 massive program wins, right? They beat Ohio State at Ohio State 38-35. They go back home
War
in
Eagle.
Tuscaloosa and they beat Arizona State by 27. And now they're gonna line up and play USC right now, who's 0-1. They lost a tight game, but this was a game called out by Alabama. He called that he wanted to play USC. So my question to you, they're going to Hollywood to play this game, Los Angeles, California. Do you have, do you think USC has a chance in this ball game, or do you think Alabama go in there and Crimson Tide their ass?
I think this has got to be it's gonna be a tough game for USC, honestly. Um, I do think Alabama pulls out the dub. I do feel like USC to even remotely not let this game get ahead of themselves has to be extremely locked in on offense. I think they're aware of what the defense needs to do and how they need to play against Alabama, but I do not think they're prepared per se for
Them bullets
Alabama's
flying live.
defense.
When them bullets fly live,
Yeah,
and you got to deal with that hurry, that turbo offense, and then you got to deal with them motherfuckers coming from everywhere. They send the heat and they gonna lock down. My question is this too: USC. This is a big program win for them if they can go. They can get this win at home. This would be a big time win for their program because we saw their program flip who they have been over the last couple of years. Now they a playoff team. They've been conversated in the top 10. And this is the type of win they need to win, right? They can go out and beat a top 5 team in Alabama. I think his credibility is slide up, and we can tell that their program is on the up and up right now. They're doing everything they need to do in recruiting. They made the playoffs last year. They finished in the top 15. And I think right now they get a win like this. This is changing. This is a program changer. If they could pull the win off when it comes down to what's going on with USC. All right. Now, when I talk about the top 15, I want to know who you feel have a really good shot of going to a national title. Do you see Alabama playing in the 2031 national championship this year?
I think they have a solid chance.
Obviously, Oklahoma sitting at 2-0. They go up against number 3 Clemson in a big time matchup. You pulled off the win against North Carolina, and you took out Duke 43-36 for North Carolina, and then you take out Duke 54-27, and you're about to finish your ACC tour, right? Your first 4 matchups is ACC opponents. You also got Clemson at home, and then you go back on the road in NC State. The matchup, Clemson, Oklahoma. We've seen this matchup in the regular season before. Is renewed now. And this renewal, how you feel about you coming in with a senior quarterback and Clemson coming in with a redshirt freshman?
I think it's gonna be. I think it's just interesting. I mean, me and Clemson was playing.
Is it
They were
more than a
transitioning.
quarterback play, or you feel like it's more than a quarterback play, or is this game gonna come down to quarterback play?
No, I think it's gonna come down to the quarterback play. I think Clemson's been keeping things pretty simple but effective for his young quarterback, going against a veteran defense for the most part. Some young pieces here and there, some new pieces, but still got a decent sense of gel with the defense and the offense. You would deem the Oklahoma team very much like on a mission, and Clemson is passing the torch, so they're kind of in a new regime, um, but still you're not slating them or slighting them. You're just identifying where they are in the chapter of the dynasty. Everybody's dynasty is in different chapters. With my seniority led offense and quarterback and key components at a certain point, you would argue that this has got to be a statement game for us. Um, Not necessarily in the score amount, but how we play the game. If you get what I'm saying, we
Hmm.
need to play like we're a team playing the number 3 team. You know what I'm saying? So I think for Clemson, they're at number 3, and their quarterback is, you take every encounter that you have with a top 10, top 5, especially top 5 like team, take it with a grain with every young quarterback, because it's learning points within that. Still have expectations, but you'd be a fool to not take learning points away from a redshirt freshman walking in his first time playing Oklahoma, which is a
The
dynasty,
The
has 2
one thing I
championships.
would say about Clemson is they they had the Bryce Underwood situation, and then after that they changed their offensive coordinator, and you saw it take its shape, and it really became one of the better offenses in college football last season, right? And I think that the carryover is that you had a true freshman who was learning the system behind the scenes, putting the work in to be able to be ready for these moments and playing big games like this early because he sat the whole last year learning, right? Like they did a lot of work with him behind the scenes and he put the work in. And I think it's showing right now why he's in the Heisman conversation early on right now. And the work he put in is matching up to what he learned, right? Like sometimes learning the system before you throw into the system can help you really speed up the maturity that you need to have to be able to win a national title. And I think right now, Davion Child is showing that. Um,
I
and
mean, yeah, Bo went as a redshirt freshman, so I
mhm.
took his redshirt freshman with a grain too. So like I know exactly what mode he's in right now, where he's at, and Bo sat behind the senior, so just like Baby Boy did.
All right, so Oklahoma's number 2. You feel like they can win it, be in the national championship in 2031, right?
I think Oklahoma's probably got as good as chances Alabama, and there's another team up here that I think has a pretty good shot.
And what about
Um,
Clemson? You think they have a shot to be in the 2031 national championship?
I would put Clemson. They have a shot. I think Clemson's right underneath, like me and Alabama. I think we just got more senior. I think we're just a more gelled team together, honestly, right now.
I hope y'all all enjoyed the transfer portal this year because now that it ain't gonna be just randomly made players sitting in that bitch, y'all gonna have to really work for it because the niggas that get those players is gonna really pay attention to those players. So you ain't gonna be seeing a whole drop of niggas ain't gonna be able to build their players off of blue chips sitting in the portal all year. You gonna have to come see me or you gonna have to deal with it. Florida State, are they ready to be called a contender because they've been in the top five all last year, and then they end up losing a couple games late. But how do you feel about this Florida State program? I like the coach, and I do think they're doing really good things with the program.
I was about to say, I think this is the year that we start definitely putting Florida State on a notice and start getting him noticed. I think there's going to be games where you kind of can't avoid to talk about him, but you're going to have to. So I'm excited to see what Florida State's whole season brings. I do think there will be, obviously, Rob left Houston, but that matchup would have been good to see upcoming. So there's going to be some matchups where we're going to definitely have to key in on not just the ACC reason, but just to see what Florida State has to offer to the league this year. Because I do feel like their timing is getting closer and closer, if ever.
Me personally, I think they need to take steps, and the first step they need to take is be able to show Clemson and North Carolina that it ain't just their conference anymore, right? I think they need to step into that role and say, you know what? We're not a flash in the pan program right now. We actually building something to better compete with y'all, and we're going to be in the mix when it comes down to who's going to that ACC championship game. But I do think they got a lot to prove in this situation. North Carolina sitting at 5 is a scary situation to me. Most times I would tell you, being coached by who they coach by, they always got to start to go to a national title. But they've been hit hard, bro. Last year they got to keep everybody, and I think that's why they went to the national championship and won it. But this year they ran out a whole, like I'm talking about both sides of the ball. They got about 18 out of 22 new starters. They took care of some shit in
Yeah,
the portal, right? They took care of some shit in the portal, and development also happened for the
I
guys that
think
were in backup roles. Their twos and threes all developed and grew up some. But like,
it's not a bad saying. I think that load was busted last year for that exact reason. I would hit them with the same thing that Alabama kind of was on, where like everything was just timed right for them. Quarterback, team, scheme, and I think when you're not Alabama, when you have people like that on a UNC, a Colorado, Florida State, Arizona State, they have achieved their mile high, so they leave. Like they're out of there. Like
yep.
they got a national championship, they're
The
gone.
portal
Like
about to
that's their
have a
peak.
drop off in
Can't
players.
can't really assume that they'll peak again or have another crazy. You know what I'm saying? You got to think real life. North Carolina cracks a top elite. I mean, a crop top four. You're gonna see guys go and leave that year that you never ever thought were gonna leave. So I think that UNC has got to play catch technique this year. Not let this year get behind them too much after coming off a national championship. Um, and then put themselves just in the playoffs, and then that's where their coaching can kind of give them a better chance than most people because they have that experience in the coach booth.
It ain't gonna be a major drop off, and you ain't really gonna see the effect to it for another season or two. To be honest with you, but what's happening is now I'm not just going through the league and giving everybody star and elite trait guys develop. If you ain't getting NIL packages and all that, you're not gonna because all that's happening is I'm making everybody that got a team in this league players and those players in the portal every year, and niggas is just building uh, off of packages players that I was just making just to keep think no. So now what's going to happen is the guys that are getting those players are going to really be in tune to those players and they ain't going to better lose them. And the guys that always lose those players ain't going to have those players anyway. So when they losing them players, they're going to be regular ass niggas going coming in the portal versus a 3-star that was turned into a dog because he had a star trait or elite trait and fucking a nigga that played 6 games ain't paying attention to their roster and they lose those guys to the portal like a Clemson or Oklahoma or Colorado or North Carolina or Ohio State or Arizona State. They're going to pay attention to their deal breaker guys and all that. And they're going to do everything in their power to keep those guys around. So the fluctuation of how many dog players that left teams that don't manage the team the right way and 6 of their players is in the portal and all 6 of those niggas are starters everywhere else too won't be like that. It's going to start to slow down that process and because I'm just not going through all 32 users and giving them players like if If your boosters ain't helping you, you ain't getting them. So it's just that simple. Like, so what happens is it changes a little bit. Like you have to be methodical on how you do shit because the niggas that are getting those boosters to go into their pocketbooks and put the money into their program, they gonna take a new responsibility to those players because of that. Make sense, Max?
Yes, sir.
And what end up happening is it might not be affected this off season, but it will start to show its face the next off season. What's the chance? What's North Carolina chances of going back to a national title? Would you say it's a
Um,
high chance that he go back or a lower chance that he go back?
it's definitely a lower chance. It's it's definitely a lower chance, and I think it's just like I said, due to the jail, due to everything um, being so overwhelming that he has to catch up on or make sure it is right. And I mean, I don't count him out. I just said, yeah, just definitely a lower chance. Like I said, if he gets there, I think he finds his comfort in getting there. But he's definitely got some, I think, tougher matchups ahead as far as, for him to
What
see.
what I think is going to happen with North Carolina is each game is going to be a development and a learning point that he goes through. And if he can figure his team out all the way by the time it's time to play for a championship, right? Time to get to the playoffs, time to play for an ACC championship. I think if he figures this roster out and understand what his players are and what they can do for him and what their limitations are, I think he'll be in a good situation to be able to try to repeat. But the work got to get done through week from right now, from week now to week 13, in my opinion. The work got to get done to figure out what North Carolina really going to be this year. How about LSU? They took a loss week one, they win week two, and they win convincingly week two. They got North Carolina State, who's hot right now, and they doing their thing right now. But LSU, you see what the quarterback look like, and is it time to start taking them serious again?
Uh, it's a little early to tell. It's a little early to tell.
I say the
I
same
think
thing. It's too early to
I
tell.
think it's definitely, like I said, with the quarterback and with the win margin, I think it's definitely something to put notice to. You want
Right.
to lightly highlight, cover over, shade over uh, LSU right now in these upcoming weeks.
I agree tenfold. Where's this Ohio State program this year, right? 3-point loss to the number one team in the nation right now. And then they go and give a big time. They were beating the shit out of Tennessee. Tennessee brought the beat back a little bit, 66-52. Um, they come out of this Tennessee game. They got Miami, and then they gonna sit down for 2 weeks before they get Washington. They start playing conference play, right? And then in the conference play, they got Washington, UCLA, Penn State, and Michigan, right? I think this Miami game is the most important game of his season right now because then when you get in the conference play, he's favored against every team he's going to match up against in conference play, right? Um, so to me, winning that Miami game will determine if they're a one loss team or not. Do you think they drop a game in this schedule with Miami and then Washington, UCLA, Penn State, and Michigan? Coach Rob, coach Michigan though.
Mm, if they can get through Miami, they better hit Washington
Yeah,
with some shit
they
because
can't have no slip
Washington,
ups. They can't have no slip ups.
yeah,
They
that's what I
gotta
was
get
about
it
to say
done. They
because they
can't have
got
no
to.
slip ups.
I'm looking at the double bye and
Yep.
I don't come in there lackadaisical, man.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
know.
That's too much
But
time. Too much
if
time in between games
if
for your team to
not,
be off. They all gonna travel and go home and do all types of shit. You better keep them boys right.
yeah, if not, if he can stay focused, I like him for it.
Are they a national title contender this year?
I got to tune back into the quarterback. Um,
They got Alabama's quarterback, the freshman that came in, uh, 5-star
oh yeah,
freshman
yeah,
that
yeah,
came
yeah.
in.
Benji. Potential. I would put him above North Carolina, but under Clemson for me.
It's really gonna come down to quarterback play, right? How good they are at the quarterback play. They're not even playing Benji right now. They playing the other kid.
Mm, Yeah, see, I got to tune in with Ohio State then. To be determined.
Like to me, I think after that Alabama game, I think what ended up happening was they had to look at themselves in the mirror a little bit, right? They've been lucky. They've been having quarterbacks that have been around for a couple of years that gave them some freedom to do some things. But they playing Austin Westbrook right now over Donald Richardson II.
I don't hate it.
I'm not mad at it either, right? You're looking at a guy that, and then not for nothing against Tennessee. Let's go look at what he did against Tennessee, and he had a great day. 415 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, one interception. He was sacked 4 times. Is that concerning? Because both his quarterbacks were sacked 4 times in their first 2 games. How do you feel about that? Is that O
A
line play?
little bit could be him holding the ball long. It's close to 70%
Right.
completion both times though. So 16 yards down the field. I'm chopping two of these up to him holding the ball too long, looking down the field, which I'm not mad at. Want to clean it up a little bit, but I'm not mad at these numbers. It's a sack per quarter. It's not terrible.
8 sacks in 2 games, man. Me, I'm gonna chalk. I'm gonna say it's a little bit of both. I want to know what that O line look like. Plus, Austin Westbrook might be, trying to make a play, right? Like sometimes you just try to make a play. You can get away with that in college right now. Like so, I think they'll turn that around. They start protecting him a little better, or they coach him up, just get rid of the football a little faster. And, that changes. And in my opinion, they can get him to about 70 completion percentage, 75. He's right there on the cusp right now, so he's not playing bad football at all for him. But that's solid though from the transfer. That came in from Texas A&M, I think. Let me make sure I know what I'm talking about. Yep, Texas A&M. And he's been a really good quarterback for Texas A&M too, to be honest with you. All right. Then you start to look. You continue to go back top 25 right now, and you look at the rest of the teams on this board right now. And here's what's crunchy. Because after Ohio State, you got Colorado, who got a big time rematch against Tennessee. They lost by 3 last season in overtime. And Tennessee coming off a big loss against Ohio State. They're going to be looking to get their get back right now. Colorado has brought in Brennan Marion as their offensive coordinator. They on the go now. They do got the backfield for it. Their O line is ridiculous, and they all sitting on major points that I could still upgrade these motherfuckers into dogs. But anyway, how you feel about Colorado?
I like Colorado for national championship chance. I like Colorado um, in the division this year. I like Colorado overall. I think the go-go is definitely going to be something that's going to take the league by storm. I don't think a lot of people are going to be naturally equipped with football knowledge to be able to stop it, but then also have the game knowledge to be able to stop it. And that could play a lot of people into catch up. And I feel like I've known what it's like to be ahead of the offensive curve, um, and how it can put up a lot of points. I feel like my Michael Hawkins year, I put up a lot of points, surprisingly for a lot of people, which I think honestly allowed when my defense did play for a lot of good wins, a lot of big wins, and you saw that in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then you saw it kind of in the national championship with Hawkins. But I like this Colorado team. I like where they're at with it. I like the OC. I like where their defense is going to be at, just based off of the conversations I've had with the DC. Uh, and yeah, I feel like they got a pretty good shot. I would put them up there with probably about Clemson or Oklahoma, just depending on quarterback play and depending on how they fully absorb this go-go offense into, being on the field now.
Jaden Wade is the starting quarterback for year 2. It's just going to be a second year starting, but he is transitioning into a new offense, right? They worked on his offense all throughout the summer, all throughout the spring, and I feel like he do got a good handle on what they can do with the go-go in Colorado right now. And they starting to show the weapons, right? Like the receiver. The bottom line, this offense is how you play without the ball tells me how much you love your teammates, and that's the build that's happening with Colorado. The culture is built how much they love each other, right? Because If you're a blocker, while you're not getting the football, you go just as hard as if you are getting the ball, determines how good this offense is going to be. The other part to this offense is this. It was built to not need superstars. It was built, the scheme was built to be able to, better play with those big time programs or big time players. Well, at Colorado, Marion has the players now, right? Like, so what happens when you got the players that's in the system that's friendly for teams like when I'm a 3-star program and I'm playing against nothing but 5 stars, this offense is so sticky and so good and so simple on a low that you can't really stop it, right? For example, Hampton beat UNLV when he was the offensive coordinator there. They were, the spread was like 40 something, and he ended up beating the shit out of UNLV, which ended up having UNLV hire him as the offensive coordinator. And then we saw what they did for 2 years under his tutelage. And then Sacramento State balled out last year with this system, and now he's back, right? His origins is Pittsburgh. He had was Bay Bull at that won the Biletnikoff that's in Minnesota right now. The receiver, Jordan Addison.
Talking about Tyson?
Nah, Jordan Addison, the receiver.
Jordan Addison, yeah, back then,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was his wide receiver, and he was the wide receiver coach. Then at Texas, Xavier Worthy, the nigga Moore that's in the portal right now in real life. Like he got a list of things that he got going on, but like this offense could do a little bit of everything with it, and when it's ran right, it's very very tough. So I like that, and then defensively, like we feel like the players like. What we have defensively is we have a bunch of guys that's waiting for their time, that's been developing and waiting for their time, and now they getting that time. You mix that with some portal entries and some high school infusion, having the number 2 class in the country last year. I think all that shit matters. It adds up to what they can be going forward right now. Now, I think everything is in front of them. Right, they just got to stay the course and get it done right now. Right, and you got guys like Ernest Campbell, who going crazy in this offense right now because he's been in the offense already. So like, and then Jaden Wade is playing really good at quarterback. We need somebody that can just distribute and make the right decisions. He's doing the thing right now with that. So, and then the running back room is full of elite trait athletes in that backfield. So they got guys that they can come to you with different style running backs and get it done right. So I like where they are right now, and I do think they could be a team that could be in a national title. Now, will they? I don't know. I just think they could be, though. How about Georgia? New coach, new life, new everything. They're sitting at number 9 right now. I think they're going to benefit from a light schedule. I don't know what their conference schedule look like, but they're going to benefit from a light schedule. Do you think Corey can get this team to a playoff in his first go with them?
It's gonna be tough. I know whatever SEC teams he does have, um, he's gonna have to definitely give it his all, just because the natural depth that we're gonna have, and how we're gonna be able to play. And I don't know if his team is exactly ready for his style of play, but if he can pull out some of those tough SEC games, they'll lean on the SEC part and then beat the CPU as you're supposed to. And then, what I'm saying, he can definitely give himself an outside chance. Maybe one of those situations where he's in the playoffs but doesn't have to play the CC.
Man, me personally, he got a quarterback, running back, and a receiver over there. So offensively, he got the triplets over there. Dog ass young quarterback, dog ass young receiver, and a dog running back. I think he could build off of that. Me personally, if I'm Corey, I'm attacking this program is how do we get them back on track, knowing that they could be one of the best recruiting schools in the country. How do we get that part done first, right? Like same thing with Rob at Michigan. What are you going to do as a recruiter knowing that you got the Michigan brand behind you now? I think if Corey attacks this season as whatever happens, happens, we're trying to win every game, but whatever happens, happens, as long as we win in the recruiting, whether it's high school and transfer portal, and we can come back into the next season and infuse what we want to do. Because, right, and I know he got to get his style of players in that building for him to be successful with how he played the game, right? They play more of a veer and shoot style of play where they want to go spread you out wide formations and light you up, and definitely use the running back out the backfield. So do they have that type of weapon? Georgia is a pro-style football team. They lean on you with, bigger, better athletes, and they just, physically beat you up? Can he fuse the two together? Can he get to that veer and shoot and stay physical? If he could do that, I think he could turn this program around fast.
I think that's going to be the overall question: is can he do it? How long does it take for him to do it? And then
Hold me
will
down,
he be
Max.
able to sustain throughout of it? I think it's not a super crazy task for Coach Carter, but I do know the Georgia job in itself was a hot commodity, so there could be people that don't take likely to it being given out to a coach that really hasn't been here. Um, it is something definitely I thought about as far as
Max, how much time you got before you guys slide?
uh, like really like what time is it? Like 5? Yeah, I was
Five
probably about
minutes?
to dip. Yeah, probably about to
All right.
dip out like for
Well, we're
5
gonna do
minutes.
this. We're gonna bring out a part two of this episode. We'll do it later on tonight, and we're gonna close it
All
out right
right.
now. And all y'all tuned in. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. But come back to part two of this show. I'll post it and put it out there for y'all to tune in. Holla at y'all when we holla at y'all.